There you are. We're gonna.
Bump, bump,
I
bum.
just retweeted.
What is the song? What is the song you're bumping?
There is no song. It's just do.
Look at it. It's 3 sets of glasses. Look at us.
Oh, we look like
Three Dilberts.
We look like we're judges at the optometry festival.
I feel like Meta put us up to it.
Yes.
It's like I'm having a great movie in my glasses right now. Sorry you're missing it all. Now, one thing I like to do is separately look at the locals' comments, and then if they have questions,
That's good.
they in case we have nothing to say.
We are Greg and I are seeing how the sausage is made
Yeah.
and where the magic happens, both. And we're equally intrigued by all.
We got it. I said it's like going to Universal Studios and seeing how your favorite movie is being made.
Yes.
It's like we went backstage of the Scott Adams movie, saw where everything's done. He has secret rooms.
Don't tell them about all the secret rooms.
No, then they wouldn't be secret anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it took me so long to build that underground.
Yes. I believe you do have an underground system of tunnels.
Bunkers.
Yeah, every time I hear about, I've said this before, but there was a new one recently. Every time I hear about some serial killer or somebody who's built like a structure under the house and has been doing it for 10 years, and I'm like, man, that's real dedication.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
True.
Did you ever try to dig I tried to dig a tunnel in San Mateo to a local park from our backyard, and I gave up because it was just too much work.
You literally tried to dig
You
tried to dig a tunnel.
with a shovel?
Yes, me and one of my classmates, Kevin, and we started one afternoon, and we went about, I'd say, like 3 to 4 feet down, and then we started to go.
It seems
forward.
dangerous as hell.
Yeah, but we were not really dedicated kids, so we just did it for a while, and then we thought of other stuff to do. Probably
It sounded cool.
Yeah,
But think of that valuable skill for breaking out of prison.
exactly. I thought about that a lot.
Wasn't that the black activist who recently died?
Yes.
Was also broken out of prison.
Yes,
Yeah, she killed
she
a
was.
cop, and then they broke her out, and she went to Cuba.
Wow.
Chesimard. I did a monologue on her years ago.
No, you don't
Yeah.
really hear about people breaking out of prison and living the
Not
rest of their
Chesimard.
life.
Hang on, I'm feeling off base. We need to do a simultaneous set.
Yes.
All right. Here it comes, people. Are you ready? All you need is a mug or a glass, a tankard, chalice, a stein, a canteen, jug, or flask, a vessel of any kind. Fill it with your favorite liquid. I like coffee. And join me now for the unparalleled pleasure of the dopamine. At the end of the day, the thing that makes everything better is called the simultaneous 7 hours now.
Delicious.
Mm.
Yes.
Best
Oh,
I've ever
so much
had.
better.
Yeah.
Oh,
And so weird that works.
Yeah.
So weird.
it does work.
So-
That's hypnotism, persuasion.
All right. We're going to take some questions from the locals people because I can see your.
I'll look on X too. Maybe somebody's
Oh,
going on
okay.
there.
I texted my sister because she does the local stuff for me.
Okay.
She hasn't texted back yet, maybe because she's probably doing something, like normal people do. Like,
So look at this. One of the great things about locals is that it's a little bit self-organizing.
Mm.
So one of my users every day has a image that you can see here. You can't see it, but it shows a green smiling face for each of the platforms, one for the video and one for the sound. It is the most useful thing. And,
Are we all green? Are we all happy faces or?
yeah, it's all happy faces.
Okay, good.
So I'm using a new setup here, so I didn't know if it would be. So how much that helps me is incalculable. It like helps me so much. I appreciate it so much.
if I keep looking at the screen, I keep thinking of like, okay, so this is a band that's doing a farewell tour, and they're at a press conference with music journalists, and I'm just trying to figure out what band it is, what kind of music it was, because we're of the age. Have you seen like the bands that are like Cheap Trick that are out right now and how old these guys are and Aerosmith? We're actually a younger reunion.
Yeah, we're 10 years younger.
Yeah,
than
we're
those
10
guys.
years. So we're probably a punk band from the 90s that is reuniting, I would
We're
think. 'Cause
sort
we were
of
in our
like,
30s in the 90s.
311 or
Yeah.
Blink.
Yeah,
Somebody
Blink 311.
like-
Yes. Maybe what was the band called? from San Diego that did Keep Them Separated.
I don't think.
Oh, yeah, Offspring.
The Offspring, yes.
Love those guys.
I don't think we're Blink anything. I think we're nearsighted. Somehow.
Yes.
Offspring, those guys are younger.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, their lead singer was a biochemist.
No, you're thinking of Bad Religion.
No, I'm serious.
Is Dexter, not Dexter.
Yeah, I think he's a biochemist.
He's a pilot. He flies jets and
yes,
stuff.
he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
These
Great
are,
guy.
These are facts that
He's one of the nicest guys ever, by the way.
These are facts that are in our heads.
We didn't get his name right. We're screwing it up.
It is Dexter something, right? Doug?
That's what I would have said, but
Dexter?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Okay.
This is
Dexter. I would change my name immediately.
Okay,
by the way, a terrible TV show.
You know,
You didn't like
I
it?
tried watching it once, Dexter,
Yeah.
and I thought,
I don't know. You know,
it doesn't work for me.
yeah, I don't need to look at a regular show about a serial killer because it's like,
It's your life.
yeah, it's exactly.
Dexter Holland. Yeah.
It's
Dexter
like,
Holland.
I have enough of that at work.
I know, exactly.
I don't want to see that when I come home.
So you also have a chat going, right? Does that happen every morning also?
Yeah. So on the right is the chat from all the platforms,
Like a restream kind of thing,
Yeah.
restream chat.
but
And-
they're a little bit delayed. So one of the reasons I like calling out separately the
Locals.
locals is that they're a little faster,
Okay.
and they also know what questions to ask.
So
Here's a question from Owen. Greg, do you have a formula for writing jokes like Scott does? What is your process? That's a good question.
That's very good.
oh man, it has to be short. that's my.
Well, you're doing TV, right?
When,
So
when I'm doing
everything's
TV,
short in TV.
it's like, and
Yeah.
I get submissions from like 4 different
yeah.
people on the staff, and I almost look at the size of them.
First.
Yeah, and then there might be something in there, but I look at that.
Do
and
they
then,
know? Like, does Joe Mackey know that you do
You know
that?
what sucks is that when they see something I pick, they will repeat it. So that's why you get this plethora of fat jokes, and you'll get jokes about poop. You get a lot of punchlines with Jerry Nadler, and it's like sometimes that's all I have, and I'm going, guys, just because I used one,
Oh.
you know. But they're great. It's like Joe Mackey, Joe DeVito, Dan Kendall. Who else?
Paul? Does Paul write some of your stuff?
Who?
Paul?
Paul Morrow?
Yeah.
No,
writes-
he used to. He helps write monologues.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
different than the jokes.
Yeah, different than the jokes. But yeah, I guess I don't know. I don't really have a formula. I don't think so. Maybe I should.
All right, Alec. It says, Greg, what city do you usually do the show from? And Dr. Drew.
What?
What city? Oh,
New York City.
yeah, New York City.
They
That was
have
an
a big
easy
studio
question.
on 6th Avenue.
Yeah.
But let's talk about our experience here at Scott's house. This is really fun.
Well,
We're
first, can we say last night, me and Drew went to this fundraiser for this new film company, and without fail, everybody that we were talking to was asking about you, Scott.
Yes.
And one of the people there, Alex Lee Miller, was saying, like, Mike, tell Scott that my little boy, he's like 4, he just got like a Walkman, and he says the first thing he said is, "Mommy, you can play Scott Adams on your Walkman
and
when I
listen to
walk."
him, listen to him whenever you want. And then she sort of went, he's responsible for my career. And I was like, well, wow.
But there were a lot of people there that were like, and Walter Kern loves you. There are a lot of people. By the way, Walter Kern was the one who was like, when he first found out that you were, quote, terminal at the beginning, was freaking out and said, he goes, I refuse to believe it. And it turned out like, he goes, there's got to be a way. And there was a way.
Well, so far.
Yes.
So far.
Yes.
I don't plan far in advance now.
Yeah.
If you were trying to reframe things for someone who just said something like that, what would you tell them?
You mean about my impending?
About so far being pessimistic, and you'd reframe it for them, right? Wouldn't you?
Well, if you think there's nothing you can do about it,
I'm telling you, you don't believe it. You didn't believe this was possible.
I did not think it was.
Right.
I didn't think it was likely. I never think things are impossible. I never
Okay.
think that.
Okay. Well, I'm
just
telling
don't.
you, we tend to recommend things that are likely.
All right.
Should we share what I said about if whatever therapy you're on changes your views, I would prefer you dead? I already said it.
You all do. Let's agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, Scott's friend Greg.
If the hormone treatments turn me into a Democrat, you have my permission.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It's like all of a sudden we notice complete changes in the way you think. And I'm like, okay, maybe this wasn't a good idea to help him.
But Greg, turnabout is fair play. He's got to be able to do the same for you.
Yeah, that's true.
All I ask is that you sneak up from behind. That's all. I want it to be a total surprise.
Yes.
Uh,
You don't want to know.
All right, you guys got any other questions?
It's got to be questions. I'm going to look on X again, see what.
All
This
right,
is a rare gathering.
Yes.
This is worth some
Dr.
thought.
Drew, what
Okay.
is your current stance on the mRNA vaccines?
Oy vey. Okay.
You don't have to answer.
No, I'm happy to answer everything. And it is pertinent to something I just saw on X a minute ago. I'm going to bring up in just a second, which is here's my basic. Everybody avoid black and white thinking, particularly when it comes to biology and medicine. You have to be kind of nuanced. For instance, it is possible that the mRNA vaccines have little to offer now, or it could be even harmful for somebody younger, and at the same time have been very useful and reasonable during a crisis. Those two things can be true. So I'm of the position that when Alpha and Delta was flying around, which was a different illness than Omicron, truly different illness, that it was an emergency and people were doing their best to get something out. What they put out, I would argue, needs to be modified, but they put something out and it seemed to help. And it particularly helped patients of mine over the age of 70. So the elderly patients that were actually at risk from this illness, I believe were helped during Alpha and Delta. Should they continue getting boosting? That's a more complicated question. My position is these vaccines do have potential to do harm. Certainly, there's a zero probability of severe illness in a 20-year-old male and a non-zero probability of a vaccine injury, myocarditis, other things. So you don't take it if you're 20 years of age. But if you're 75 and you want to boost, talk to your doctor about it. It makes a little more sense. Even though, two things. You have to ask these big questions for me. Do you mind? I'm sorry. Two things. I don't know what we're boosting against because the booster is designed for something that is not circulating. So I don't know what we're doing, number one. And then they'll usually go, well, it reduces hospitalization. Like, we don't know that.
Yeah.
We actually don't know that.
That's a great point.
But number one. Number two, this is my biggest problem. We know the spike protein is the pathogenic component of the virus. We designed a mRNA, new platform, that produces uncontrolled amounts of the pathogenic protein of the virus. Now, again, in a crisis, makes some sense. Why you're pushing it now or why it ever got mandated, pretty insane to me. Pretty insane. When we could just flip it over to a nucleocapsid or something else or whole virus, something. But that we're pushing on spike, very concerning to me. I don't get it.
I disagree with everything he said.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
We can fight about it.
I don't have an opinion.
Really?
No,
That's not like you.
No. I kind of pretty much agree with what you said, but I was like, to be honest, I was losing a little interest in it. I was like,
stop right there.
You know what? It's weird.
This is why when you're on Greg's show, you have to be very fast.
Yeah,
After two sentences, you lose Greg.
Yeah, it's a short joke. Yeah, it's short jokes. What is it with everybody now saying non-zero? Is that a new thing? Have you noticed that?
I've always said that.
You have?
Yeah.
I just started noticing when somebody says, nah, it's a non-zero chance.
Well, because we're having to explain things with clarity and accuracy, and we're talking about probabilities.
Mhm.
That's what we're talking
Probably
about.
a good word.
Biology. I was talking to my son about this today. I said, look, psychology is a lot about data, and as you know, data is all problematic. But in biology, and you please criticize me for this, but I was a biologist for many years. It's fundamentally anchored in the first and second law of thermodynamics, and those are fundamentally probabilistic. So biology is all about probabilities, not just data. But
what's the second law?
That's the entropy is always increasing.
Right.
First law is entropy.
Entropy is the shit falling apart.
Yes, getting worse.
Isn't that amazing?
Well, then how did we get here?
Well, life is the one exception to that. It orders, but wait, hang on a second. But it orders for a minute and then it falls apart again, and that's what's happening to us. All three of us.
That is true. But did we fall apart? We fell apart from the stars.
I'm falling apart.
Well, now you're getting into cosmology, which is a
but
little
if you
different than
felt that's how
biology.
aren't we all made
Yeah.
of stars?
No, but there are emergent properties.
I like to think we all are stars.
Yes.
There are emergent properties of physics that are unique. Like physiology is not necessarily exactly linked in biochemistry. Biochemistry is not exactly linked in physical chemistry. Physical chemistry is not exactly anchored in what's the subatomics? What do you quantum mechanics? It's all related, and they're emergent properties of the various things, but they're not directly anchored in these things. So at least humble opinion. Please criticize me on locals, please.
All right, flashback 10 years. Any idea you would be where you are today? Well, you're gonna have to go back 40 years for me.
Yeah, 10 years isn't a long time when you think about it.
But I was going to ask sort of a similar question for both of you. When did you realize you were going to sort of make it big by ordinary standards? Did it sneak up on you, or was there like a moment?
I kept adjusting that. Like when I was editing magazines, I thought that was making it big. Like when I became the editor of like Stuff or Men's Health, I thought, oh, I've made it big. But then I suddenly kind of I didn't realize it was a small pond.
Yeah.
And then I guess the 5, because the 5 got so immediately popular, and I go and I started to get compliments from people who never complimented me in the building.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh wow, maybe I have something here.
I had sort of 2 vivid experiences. One was one direction, the other was in the other. A guy was Kennedy's manager back in the days. This is the early 90s. I met him, and he comes up to me and he goes, what do you want to be doing in 10 years? It was I was interviewing Kennedy on the radio at the old radio station where she used to work that night. And the thought bubble over my head was, certainly not this. I'll be practicing 10 years from now, I won't be doing radio or TV. And so that was sort of an interesting memory. And the other was when we were doing MTV, the MTV Loveline show. We were just kind of doing it. We didn't know what we were doing. We would do 6 shows a day, certainly 4 shows a day, and just change our clothes, do another show. Adam and I, what did we know? We never done television. And I remember they would have these kids sitting around us kind of on the floor. And there was a kid right here by my left who was like, I watch you guys every night. And so, all day I look forward to this. And I thought, it shocked me. I was like, oh, I guess we're kind of onto something here.
There were people last night, it blew my mind, that were coming up to the doc going like, I would call in to Loveline and lie about stuff just to call for a problem. And Ariel Pink and Alex, all these people were like, it wasn't, I guess I missed that part of
they were young. They're younger. Yeah, you're too old.
Yeah.
If you were sort of college age in the 90s, that was the sweet spot for us. And I was telling Greg last night was that they really don't want that show back. They want the 90s back. They want their life back. They want me age 35 doing Loveline. They want all the things of the 90s back, which I don't blame them. I want it back too, but we are in a different place.
All right, another question. Want each of us to name our top 3 talents for a talent stack.
Ooh, you got to go first, Scott.
Yeah, I'll go first so you can think of your answers. Number 1 would be persuasion. Number 2 would be public speaking. Number 3 would be learning to be a good writer.
You got them all.
If you get those, I took your things.
I will remove the persuasion, because if you can write well and you can speak well.
Oh, damn it.
Yes. And then, I would put in the third one, basic economic education. Like just learn, because like that's, people make fun of me over this, but I never bought a house when I was younger because I thought you needed to have all the money. Like I did not understand that. No, you only put like $10,000 down for $100,000 or a $200,000 house.
Yeah.
You could put 10 grand. I didn't know this. So I was so ignorant.
You didn't know what a mortgage was.
I didn't know what a mortgage was.
Yeah.
So my point is, I think, speaking, writing, and some just foundational economic understanding, and you'll be fine. So I actually, mine's better than yours because my 2 is persuasive.
Wait, I can try again. Do I get another shot? I can do better.
I remember I texted you years ago and I said, how do you like my talent stack? I forget. I wish I could remember what that was in response to. It was something I had done. and I was really wanted to get your approval for. But I will say my numero uno is medical judgment. People do not understand what judgment is, and judgment is partly God given. My dad had it. I watched him make really challenging clinical calls, and he was always right. And then you have to have the knowledge base to develop that judgment. Public speaking, I agree with you guys. I remember I was looking at great presidents. And I thought, what do these guys all have in common? Oh, they could just stand up and talk. Yeah. They could persuade. I didn't think about that, but it's public speaking. And then I don't know why I'm throwing this in there, but I have a weird ability to kind of. My body's like an antenna, and I know I can feel people's feelings a little bit.
Empathy.
Yeah, it's a kind of a deeper empathy. It's like I developed it working with addicts who were lying to me all the time, and I had to kind of really try to figure out what was actually going on, and it made me like this antenna. So that's that. Yeah.
How about here's a twist on this.
Okay.
What would you tell a woman should have? What would a woman's talent stack be? Keep it clean. But like,
how dare you?
Well, I got nothing.
Because when you were talking about judgment,
a sexist would say,
when you were talking about judgment and empathy, and I think that's a huge issue these days with women having their empathy and their compassion being kind of like hijacked for weird stuff. And I always
true.
I'm trying to, now that I got a daughter, I'm thinking about like, how do I make sure she doesn't get taken or fall into this like weird
logic. And we're too, so to speak, right brain. We get very logical and we lose the empathic side.
Yeah.
So that's the yin and the yang of all this, right? So more logic, more. Ultimately, I'm of the opinion that if you are pursuing the truth, you will use logic.
Mm-hmm.
You will learn to master it.
I'm going to say learn golf.
Interesting.
Because if you think about it, I've given this advice. To young females before, usually, to
get them out of the house for 3 hours.
Stepdaughters kind of thing. Yeah, you'll really enjoy it. You'll be going all day. But the idea is that you're going to learn a skill that is portable, goes anywhere.
Would you say part of a talent stack would be physical appearance?
Yes. Yeah. And in my opinion, almost anybody can, lift up to maybe an 8.
Yes.
If they do everything.
By the way, there's no excuse for an 18 to 20-year-old person to be unattractive.
Yeah.
There's no excuse.
There's no excuse.
You have all the tools. All you have to do is like get in shape and everything's there.
God gave you everything already.
Right now I'm probably a 9, but you should have seen me when I was 20. I was incredible. But my point being is like, it bothers me to see like really people not taking care of themselves at an age where they could be like, especially on YouTube where you like when we were growing up, I didn't know how to take care of my hair.
Right.
I would have a cowlick, and I'd have pimples, and all you'd have is like Stridex and stupid shit like Oxy 10 or whatever on American Bandstand commercials. We didn't have it. Then you go into YouTube. All you got to do is type in something, and there's somebody who's going to show you how to do your hair, how to like get rid of a zit. Kids. I guess what I'm saying is, young people are hotter than average these days, but they don't. I'm going to shut up.
Shut up.
This is going into an area
people are looking good because of YouTube.
I was just going to change the subject, so I didn't get any part of that. All right, we got a new question here. What is? How about the 3? You could name one, I guess, but 3 best habits. I'll go first. Number 1, waking up earlier than other people. Yeah. Now, not everybody can do it. I know everybody's different. But if you can develop the ability to get up at 4 a.m, you'll basically have 2 lives.
Mm-hmm.
One of the reasons when I found out that my life may be shorter than I was hoping, one of the reasons, there's several, but one of the reasons it didn't bother me as much as it could is I feel like I lived 2 or 3 lives.
Oh, interesting.
I've had several careers. I've been married twice in one long-term relationship, and all of them are different lives. And so I feel like I've really had a lot of lives, and a lot of it was getting up early. So that's number 1. The other one is I'm going to take all the easy ones.
Yes. Because
I'll go first.
Yes.
I'll go first. The other one is a fitness habit.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, sorry, I take the easy one.
Yeah.
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 There's nothing that pays off more reliably, 100% in every domain. There's no downside to it. You meet people, it's just everything. And then third would be eating. So I'll take all the easy ones.
Greg?
Eating right.
All right, so I'm going to go to the second level then. Okay, because I would say definitely getting up early. And you're right about it's like since I quit drinking, mornings are like I didn't know this existed. But anyway, it's incredible. It's like you're walking around and you're going like, wow. And you feel like you have the whole world to yourself. Yep. It's incredible. So
I love mornings.
Okay. Well, okay, here's a habit. It's like a non-habit. Don't drink. So would that be a habit?
Yeah, sure.
We're going to give you that one.
Yeah, okay. So you did physical fitness, and one is not drinking. I would say is a habit maintaining relationships with your parents or a good relationship. Would that be?
Well, it's a habit if you make sure you do it regularly.
Yeah, call your mom every day. And I think the third one would be, it's got to be some kind of self-improvement. Is it reading a book?
Oh, yeah. God.
Reading a book.
Yes.
Book. I've heard of that.
Yeah, there are these. Yeah,
book.
I think reading a book.
Yes.
A year.
I'm going to go.
Which is my pace, but no, I'm missing something. I'm going to think, Dr. Drew. I don't think mine's very good.
Mine kind of all goes in the same category. That I'll describe some of it. Be on time.
Oh, that's good.
Delay gratification.
Yes, delayed gratification. That's the best one.
Like you said, be physical every day, but while you're being physical, also listen to some tapes. I mean, you can double task. Listen to Scott Adams. Listen to something where you're enhancing your mind as well as your brain.
Best advice ever.
Read. We don't read enough.
Now, there have been years where I've written and published more books than I've read. Because if you spend your days on the internet, I feel like I can sample.
You're reading a lot.
25 different domains.
I agree with you. However, like Mark Andreessen on some, like maybe it was on Lex Friedman's podcast or something, gave his reading list, and I just started going through it. Hugely beneficial. Like I was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what else we got here.
Sister James.
Do you get all these women texting you? Is that every morning?
Are you looking at the picture that just came in? No, that's that is a man sending me a picture of a woman.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
that now makes more sense. Yeah. Okay, right into focus.
Oh, let's see. What conspiracy theories do you think are probably true? Oh, and you're so good at this.
God, there've been many.
The conspiracy theories you think are true. I'll tell you, I think I hit the same wall as Joe Rogan, where it's not that I don't believe we landed on the moon. It's just now it's in play.
I'm with you. I don't believe anything.
And the number of things that I have believed only to find out are not true. I mean, yesterday, I believe I had to correct 3 things, but it should have been 4. I forgot one. Of just things I read in the news, and we're all wrong by the next day.
And then Bill Maher said, I read this, it was untrue, but they just wanted me to be scared. And I thought, he's getting there.
So I came up with a conspiracy. So they're releasing the Amelia Earhart files.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know where she crash landed?
Epstein's Island.
Very good. Very good. They are going to find out that Amelia Earhart is her bones are in Epstein Island. We have to get that one out there. People at home, start tweeting it right now. That's why we demand the Amelia Earhart Epstein files.
Oh, we can do better. We can do better. Prince Andrew dug up the bones, defiled them.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness.
It's just a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy.
It's just things.
People want to know where the cats are, by the way. Where are the cats? Did your assistant take them away?
Well,
or they went with her, maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, they might be.
Yeah, because they were on us until we started. Gary is as cute as he would expect.
Yeah, they're very nice cats.
Yeah. And the other one, who's not as visible during a stream, is going to be a good cat. I predict.
Roman.
You know what's? But the cat. I said this to you before. The cats do not understand how lucky they are. You know,
People are betting over under how long before we mentioned Norm Macdonald.
we were talking about him earlier.
Yes, we did. We talked about him at lunch.
At length, we talked about it. All right, here's a question. I think this was easy. We'll see if you have the same answer I do. Who's the biggest liberal of the three of us? It's me.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
you and I, like, I talk about, like, you avoid the trans stuff. I go right at it
Yeah.
every single day.
And you know, Greg, I don't know if you've noticed, but you come down on Kat and I for being moderate about it.
I don't believe there can, like, that's one of the things, I don't believe there can be moderates in that. I mean, live and let live, I'm with, but once you get into the kid world, or you compel me to change my language,
Yeah.
then you have a war with me. Then I'm
Yeah.
upset with you.
No,
Do not tell me how to talk.
No, I'd never do that.
And,
Ever,
no,
ever.
but you know what I mean?
Okay, let me go all liberal on you.
Oh.
Are there not many domains
Yeah.
in which we ask people to talk a certain way, and people,
To be for etiquette purposes?
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah, but you don't. You're not doing them a favor.
All right, but
if-
hold on. Some people might want to be Ms. Some
Yeah.
people might say use my middle name.
Mhm.
Some people might say, could you call me sir? You know, under some circumstances.
Okay.
So I don't mind any of those.
Okay, well, let me put it in a different way. If Dr. Drew comes in and says, from now on, I am Napoleon, and you know that if you tell him he's not, it's going to really hurt his feelings. So you have a choice whether you be real with him and hurt his feelings or play along, but ultimately he's going to end up destroying his life because he's going to try to conquer Russia. So the trans thing to me is the people that are indulging it because they think it's compassionate and they don't want to hurt feelings are actually doing damage to them by indulging it's like removing a healthy limb. Doctors say, oh, I'm doing this for you. No, it's insane. But anyway.
By the way, we agree on all the child stuff.
Yeah.
Although
that's
I have
covered
one
up.
caveat though on the child stuff. I don't like the government or anybody taking away therapeutic options for physicians.
Yeah.
Maybe there's situations where it is appropriate, where it isn't. I don't know, but
All right, Dr. Mengele.
I want doctors to be using good science, and our big problem is we don't use the right treatment. We don't figure out what the right treatment is for the right patient.
And also, man, that the research behind this was all just hocus pocus.
But it's on us.
Emphasis
That's not
on
on the
focus.
patients. That's on my profession, right?
Yeah.
That's our fault.
Yeah.
We got to get that right.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
That was fun. We actually talked about a real issue.
Yes, I am on the drug that is used to chemically castrate pedophiles. that is true. It's actually, I mean,
for you.
not that specific.
Then that makes you like an expert.
Yeah, not. It took me a moment. So I'm not on Lupron, but that's the other one.
Same idea.
It's the
Same idea.
The third one that could be on.
Yeah, there's a number of things like this.
Are doctors trained by medical schools paid for by pharma companies?
I mean, I think about it this way. So when you go to medical school, you're mostly trained by residents, people in training in the discipline that you're rotating through for that month. Those residents are paid like $18,000 a year. That's paid through the institution or the hospital, which, I mean, there's no direct connection to drug companies. However, the drug companies give you, back in the day, Lilly used to give us our first stethoscope. That was a big thing. So they got in our skin that way.
Hey, what was the thing you guys had to wear up here?
It's a headlamp. We just use a light. We use our iPhone. And there's still reasons you might use a headlamp, but you have much better equipment now. But it's to look in the throat, Greg. I know you want to know all about the headlamp. It's to look into the throat. But
is it really a lamp?
It's a mirror.
Yes.
And it just takes light off from overhead and focuses it in front of us.
Speaking of mirrors, do you like that trend of people getting close to mirrors and trying to figure out why a mirror can see the things behind it? Have you seen those things?
What?
People do it on. Oh, I know people. So let's say you walk up to your mirror and you block your reflection and you look at the mirror, but the mirror can still see you on the other side. People talk about this. You see this all the time.
I have to do the optic analysis.
All right. Well, you know what? You know what? I'll just shut up, doctor.
No, I don't mean to shut you up, but I do
I bet
physics.
you people will say, "I know what Greg's talking about," because they don't understand. They don't understand
the physics.
The physics.
Yeah.
But it's freaky.
Well,
But back to the drug companies, they also used to buy lunches and stuff and bring in lecturers and things and pay for the lecturers. So they would fund some of the educational sort of lecture series and things we would get exposed to. But I had any sense that I was running a program for a while. I was a chief resident, and I had to set up all the lectures. And I thought it was laughable because I would just tell the drug company, I want that guy to come in and speak. But they're not allowed to mention your medication, and they would do it.
wow.
So,
Is Trump doing the right things to end the fentanyl crisis? Are there other things we should be doing? Well, now there's things besides fentanyl, so that's the problem.
Coke is now back and bigger than ever.
Big time.
So the Narcan isn't
Big time.
going to help you with everything.
Well, we're not treating drug addiction. That's the problem. We have to treat drug addiction,
And we have to also, again, the phony compassion thing. We have to stop lumping everybody into this like, oh, the homeless are just unlucky. You got to stop that. I live in a neighborhood where these people are a different kind of you're not seeing people anymore. You're seeing the drug.
Yeah.
They're not actually, they're just imagine a drug that comes to life.
and they have a progressive illness that ends in death if
Yes.
we don't treat it.
Yes.
These are fatal illnesses, and we are letting people die on our streets. It's disgusting.
The other thing that's hard for me is, don't you think that there's some people whose lives are so bad and they're not going to get better that maybe just being drugged all afternoon is their best case scenario?
Well, I mean,
that's the
problem with that. The real problem, the part that everyone misses, that even if I'm administering the drug, in a medically controlled environment, their disease still progresses and they will die.
But maybe
it's a deadly illness.
Maybe they don't see anything better down the road
than death.
But that's how a lot of people look, even in just regular old alcoholism. They stay in it because they don't imagine the world outside of it. So it's like in Canada, you can walk in and have yourself offed if you feel that way.
That's right.
But I see your point. I mean,
people are DMing me questions for us. I wonder if we've read each other's books. It's a good question. I've read your guys' books.
I've read all of Scott Adams's books. I haven't read yours, Dr. Drew, because I don't know the
one you would like is Cracked. You would like that one.
Okay.
It's old. It's an old book now, but you would like that.
I don't read many books.
Yeah, we know that. So, you don't have to.
I read one of yours.
Which one did you read?
The one where they had the cover on it, and there was a bunch of words.
Yes, that one. By the way, I have a book left on my contract, and I have to figure out what my book is. And I'm thinking about it being fiction, but I haven't written fiction in 40 some odd years, and I don't know exactly if I'm capable of it. But I listened to Louis C.K. on Theo Vaughn's podcast, and he was talking about how it doesn't matter how crappy the writing is. You're going to figure it out if you just keep writing it and writing it and writing it, and you'll find something in there. And I thought, oh, you know what? I should not be scared of writing something crappy.
The book Cracked I'm telling you about is a fictionalized nonfiction. In other words, I let my experiences in real life inspire a fictional story.
Ooh.
And I found that.
When did you write this?
Around 2000, I think. And Judith Regan was my editor.
Oh my God, I knew Judith.
It was a great experience.
Judith, if people don't know Judith Regan, she was the one who did If I Did It.
Yep.
The O.J. Simpson book.
Yeah.
And before that, she was like she was a notorious like book agent, seller. And she had a show on Fox, didn't she?
She had her own show on Fox, and she had her own book company. They made a subset of HarperCollins.
Reagan Books. And get this, you just brought back a memory. I did her TV. You want to feel something so spooky? I did her TV show. So you're sitting around a table.
Yep.
It was like at Fox on Saturday night. And I was sitting next to the guy, Dan Castellaneta, the voice of Homer Simpson.
Oh, yeah.
And he would talk as Homer Simpson. And it was the freak, like you'd be sitting there and he was, unlike most celebrities who do he loved doing it. He like if you said answer me like Homer, he does it. And so during the whole show, he would talk like Homer, and you felt like this. It was like when I first saw you when I was walking up here, and I go. It was like I felt like I was seeing a cartoon character. Like it's Scott Adams. It's like in the real. I was like I only see him here, but it's like so. Dan Katzlin is doing all this Homer Simpson stuff, and it's just like, holy shit, this guy is real. Homer is real, and he's in front of me.
Wow.
I was actually with him, and she told me I had really blue eyes.
Judith, do you?
Yeah,
I never
she said. She
noticed
goes,
that.
on the show. She goes, you have really blue eyes.
Judith is a genius.
Yeah, where is she now?
And I don't know. I've talked to her a long time. She was one of the best experiences I ever had. It was during 9/11 that I was writing it. And I developed a block for about 4 months after 9/11. I couldn't write a word. It was weird. And it was one of the first creative things I'd ever done.
You're the real hero.
I know when Greg is coming down on me. I know when it's happening because he says that. You're a hero. So, and I don't know why he's coming down on me right now, but
there were many writers affected by 9/11. The 9/11 Writers Fund is now.
No, it just is a memory I had. But she would call me every month while I was writing, and we would sit on the phone and talk about all kinds of stuff. And I would send her, material. And at the end of each conversation, I thought, now she's going to let me have it. It's going to. And I go, what should I do? She goes, just keep writing.
Yeah,
it was so inspiring. I don't know.
She must have done some other big books that we don't remember because she was a big name.
She was going to do Clinton's book, I remember, but passed on the fee.
Yeah,
and it was too much. Hey, Boss Man Speaks? He is saying hi to you. Says, thank you for visiting my friend. Is that somebody you know?
He follows me.
He said you're his friend.
Oh, here, my sister wants to ask Dr. Drew. Oh, wait, is this my, yeah.
Well, your sister has no questions for me.
No, she goes, ask Dr. Drew, do I really need to know my body type to lose weight?
Oh, if you are a skilled dieter or you've been working out a long time, that may not be relevant for you. If you're trying to figure out how to organize a diet, it does tend to be a way to do it. It does to work.
No, all right.
I lost like 20 pounds on that. And I started thinking, this is kind of interesting. I started thinking I got weak. And I'm like, well, how much should a man my age weigh? No one ever talks about that.
Right.
You're like, what is the optimum weight? And I thought, I think I've gotten too thin. I was basically dead.
Yeah, you're supposed to be dead. We're all supposed to be dead.
And then I went up 20. I'm like, no, that's not good either. So I'm trying to go back in between, like down 10.
It sucks being short. You don't know, like, if I lose 10 pounds, I feel great. If I gain a couple of pounds, I feel absolutely horrible because being 5'10", like me, it's really hard to.
Dr. Drew, do you agree with RFK Jr.'s diet, which includes whale skulls and? No, I'm sorry.
I didn't know what his diet is. I know he's generally a pretty reasonable guy. I wish I could take testosterone.
He drinks
just
liberal
like him.
tears, is what he does.
I believe it's only meat.
Greg is on a roll here, guys. Watch out. The barbs are out.
I think it's only meat and one other thing.
I did
fermented.
I did carnivore for 3 years and it was great. And I just got kind of palate fatigue. And again, I got kind of want to try something different. I get bored.
I got to get off the sugar.
Me too.
I know you did it. You've done a lot on that, but I get up in the middle of the night. I eat cookies.
Your wife is right.
Yeah, no, my wife is so pissed off about the amount of sugar I eat, but I try to explain to her, that's when you quit drinking, I've spent 40 years of my life ingesting sugar. That's what it is. And now I'm finding this other thing to give me sugar and I'm not losing the weight, and I work out every day, and I know it's from the snacking.
You're in good shape. You're a pretty decent weight.
Thank you, Dr. Drew.
Don't be hard on yourself.
I'm going to
tell you my best diet tip from myself.
I'm ready.
Which is that when people are trying to lose weight, they try to stop eating their favorite food because it's bad, but they also try to eat less. And I say those are two things, and you don't need to do two things. Do one thing. Pick the one thing that's the most problematic food.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I eat a bowl of ice cream every night. Stop that.
Yeah.
but don't stop anything else, including quantities.
Yeah, you can do that.
You can even even increase the quantity.
And we sort of advocate the opposite, which is maybe start making healthy, being conscious during the day, but then have your piece of pizza at night. It's all right.
Well, so let me finish. So once you get used to not having ice cream, but you haven't really suffered because you can eat anything you want, then you just pick one more thing and you keep going. Yeah. And then pretty soon there's nothing left that's a problem. That works for me every time. But then, I usually go past the mark and get a little too thin. And then I say, well, I guess I could eat that ice cream.
Yeah, that's
right. You're back on it.
Right back
that happens to me. But I got to say, I'm having an experience sitting here because there is a warmth that I feel from this community that hangs with you. I don't know if you've noticed. Did you look at some of the stuff that's coming?
No, this is the smartest group of people.
Yeah,
that in any kind of podcast world, or I think you know.
And Greg and I have been talking about coming to visit you for like a year.
Yeah, but he never wanted to go. He's like, I think we can outlast him. That's what you said.
No, we just never had a time, and then this thing opened up. We're like, we're going, we're doing it, and I'm just so thrilled to be here.
I think the reason why it's people are it's a good group is there's a lot of gratitude about being introduced to atoms. Yeah. So when I talk about you on the 5 or whatever, and then people go and find it, then they're like really they appreciate that. Like there's a lot of people feel like, oh, I'm so glad I found this, and like other people need to know this, but I don't have all the time to tell everybody, and it's like a secret little club.
Yeah. I got to Scott because of Greg. I had found you on some podcast. I don't know why I was interested in sort of the topic. Maybe I'd read Cialdini or something, and I was like, oh, this guy's talking about, and I got intrigued by you, and I brought it up back when he was on One Night a Week show. Mm-hmm. I don't remember why I brought it up, but you brought up something that reminded me of it. Yeah. And Greg goes, do you watch his Periscope that he does every day? Periscope? What's a Periscope? And he goes, yeah, it's every day at 7:00 he does a Periscope. I go, I'll be there. Next day I was there. That never left.
There was a great string of Periscopes you did when you were in a bad mood. Do you remember that? And you were just swearing and screaming. It was things weren't working. That was good. But I got it. So I did something on Grok recently. I was telling this to Dr. Drew. I was trying to figure out how I figured you out. Now I know how I figured you out. I had written 3 articles for Fox.com on persuasion in Trump. And this was in 2015. And I used Cialdini's book. So I wrote these articles and I put them on Fox.com, and then they get on Twitter. And this guy replies to one of them and goes, you should just read Scott Adams on his blog. He's done all this already. And I'm like, what? You mean the guy who does Dilbert? So I go over to your blog and I'm reading and I go, holy shit, this is way better than what I did. And it's like, I'm looking at the dates. It's like months before me. And then I'm complete, that's how I found you. And so I go to Grok to find out who the person was because to thank him. So I asked Grok to get all my tweets that mentioned Cialdini in 1 year and put them here and then go try to find the responses then for your name. Couldn't find the guy. So he might be dead because you're talking at least 10 years ago.
And you wanted to thank him, right?
What?
You wanted to thank him?
I wanted to thank this guy that replied to me and says, you should be reading Scott Adams's blog. He just basically says everything you said, but in a better way. And I go, well, that's insulting. And then I go, yeah, he's right. And that guy reading replies on Twitter, that's probably the most valuable one I've ever done.
Yeah, I get so much from those replies.
Yeah. Oh, wait, here's one from my brother-in-law.
By the way, somebody just said we get one more person on here. We'll be the replacement for the View.
My other sister says, listening to you now, this is Jeannie, better than the 49ers game. And then Marky goes, I love the weather, hate the policies. What's the next place to move out of California? That's my brother-in-law.
Oh man, if I could think of any place to move that made sense, maybe I would have already done it. Although I wouldn't, because
I thought about moving back here.
Really?
Because I figured by the time I retire, and I would live down south though,
Orange
or
County.
Central, or
Orange County.
Yeah,
it's the only hope.
Because I don't like people about Florida. Everybody goes, but it's so fucking hot.
Yes,
and miserable. Bugs. It can be very miserable down there. And at least in Southern California, it's beautiful, and there's people. You got people going on, you got stuff, and you got the homeless, which are great. They're great.
The one thing about Florida that I love is the young people are all out and engaged and vibrant and living their lives. California, they're repressed and they're having trouble and they're struggling. If we can get that population out, it would feel a lot better living here, I believe.
So if we could get rid of the people.
Yes. Breaking news. So you know that Mayor Adams dropped out.
Yes.
So I know that this is we're in the West Coast.
Is that an endorsement of Cuomo?
I will vote for Cuomo.
Does that mean he thinks he can do it, or Adams thinks he can do it?
I don't know who's going to vote for Mamdani, but I'm 61. I just pay the bills for New York.
Yeah.
The people that are going to vote for him don't.
Yeah.
And there are a lot. I think there's a lot more of them than there are of me.
Correct.
But then people like me are going to leave.
Well,
Fox has to let us.
You've had multiple waves of that already in New York City.
Yeah.
I remember when Cuomo got on television and said, "Why do you hate rich people? We need them. The state needs them." You know. So
Yeah.
Well, it's one less Adams.
There's there's a guy on Twitter with your name. Do you know that? Another Scott Adams?
Huh.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of us.
I've accidentally tweeted at him.
There are 3 of us in where I live.
Do you know that there's a Greg Gutfeld, but in Germany?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I thought they all had to go there eventually.
Yes.
Greg?
No. Most of them went to Argentina in the late 40s. No, I think Gutfeld is German Jewish, I guess. Is that such a thing? Yeah.
German Jewish?
Oh yeah.
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 They all moved out, but
Yeah, a lot of them left.
Scott, do you still play pool? Yeah, it's funny. You reminded me of, I was watching Joe Rogan the other day. He was talking about how he was nearly professional.
Oh, he's
player.
supposed to be great.
And he had a pool table at his old office when it was in California. And I was on his show one time. And so I come out and I'm thinking, this would be fun because I'm a pretty good pool player. I mean, I have a pool table. I played all my life. And, I think I might be able to impress him. At that time, I didn't realize that he was basically a professional. He was right at the edge. He was actually considering being a professional pool player.
Amazing.
Yeah, but his table was bigger than the little ones you see in bars and the little one that I have. So everything was way harder. Like just any shot was just really hard. So I sang 0 balls.
Oh no,
0, no balls whatsoever. And I think it took him 2 turns or maybe 3 to finish me off.
Oh boy.
And that's when I said, yeah. Okay.
I
got a bad arm.
It's an interesting thing. Do you, as a kid growing up, look, we were talking about a talent stack, that there's a talent stack you wanted, which was to look amazing, like to go into a pool hall and just impress people.
Yeah.
But I never got around to learning. Like, think about if you learned to play pool, how cool that would have been in a number of instances where you could walk into a place and just be like, who's this stranger?
So I got to the point, at least on the smaller table in my younger years, when we would entertain, we'd have a lot of people over, and about 1 out of maybe 5 times I could run the table. Yeah, which was just enough that if I kept at it, I could get people watching.
Oh, fun!
And the pool is only a little bit of fun, but being watched playing pool, well, that's way good. That's way good.
That's cool.
But I don't have those skills at the moment. You got to stick with it. All right, let's see if we have any other questions here. Nope, we have no more questions.
Come on.
Really?
You guys have to
Let me
have
see if
something
my sister
for us.
has any questions. Oh, my brother-in-law is going to ask a question.
Okay.
Do you ever get excited when you see the 3 little dots?
Yes.
And then you get irritated when
they change their mind.
when they change their mind.
Like, you bastard, I've been sitting here not eating my
I'm
sandwich.
looking at it.
I want to be over there.
Yeah, why aren't you? Yes, it's like I'm sitting here waiting. And then I get mad. And in the moment you put it down, it comes up.
Yeah.
And then I got to go look at it. I got to press my number in again to get there.
Question, are any of you considering filling in for Turning Point USA? Not me.
Filling in?
I haven't been asked. Here's a question. Ask Scott, what is the best winery near you? That's from my sister.
Huh.
The best winery is...
I noticed there's streets up here named after wines. Like,
Yeah.
you have a Zinfandel Street. And
So I lived next to, but not in Livermore. And Livermore is sort of like the baby wine country for Northern California. It's not the real one, the Napa. So what's the best one? Well, I'll tell you, I've gone wine tasting a number of times, and collectively they convinced me to never drink again because there wasn't anything in it for me. Nothing. There was just nothing in it for me. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like the headache. Didn't like the taste. Nothing. So I've never been to a winery that I considered worth recommending. So
I've been to many, but I can't really think of their names. I go in there, you buy a couple bottles of wine, you sit around, then you go to the next one. But then it got really popular. I was doing that in the 90s. It wasn't that popular. That was a great story, Greg. I know. Thanks.
So I like questions that are there where they attack us. I always like that.
Oh yeah. Do you have any?
First of all, Sue says we're boring. Okay, thanks,
Well,
Sue.
fuck you. Who said that? We're doing this for you guys. If you want to turn it off, if you find it boring, we're doing this for us.
You think Kat reads her negative comments? Come on, Greg. I love them.
So we can't let that stand. We're gonna hunt you down.
So here is are you guys going to discuss Trump's rampant corruption from this week alone?
Yes, let's do that.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Scott, Trump's corruption is just beyond the pale. I don't,
it's so bad he stole my democracy too.
He stole your democracy
with his rampant corruption.
You know what? He stole so many cars that I think he's in danger of an autocracy.
Wait, hold up. Shit. He's in my pocket right now. He's after me. Stop it.
That was the worst joke I've ever made. But no, it's true. It's like, I don't know how people can live in this world knowing that he's president. Do you ever try to put yourself into that frame of mind where you're like a Jimmy Kimmel or something, and you're like,
yes, I try.
I don't I don't
really do.
But I think you can kind of don't you guys see what he's doing? I can't believe you guys think he's a good person. Can't you see? Don't you understand what he's doing? You can't be serious. You don't really believe he's a great president. You can actually get yourself into where they are and see how hard it is to climb out of it.
Yeah.
It really is it's self-hypnosis.
I mean, look at just sending federal. Let's look at Portland, and you're sending federal troops to protect a federal building, which he swore an oath to do that. And so I don't understand. It's what Lincoln did when he went down to Fort Sumter and sent food and supplies in there, because he has an obligation to protect federal properties. So I don't understand why that then becomes exactly what you're talking about, Greg. Can't you see it's horrible? It's like, no, he made an oath to do that. Mm-hmm. And he's not saying he's going to send people all over the city. He says he's going to go protect federal property. Okay, doing his job.
I love all the person on the street things where somebody says, all right, so what did he do to steal your democracy? And the 20-somethings all have the same answer. It's like, well, a lot of things, like all the things, so many things.
I don't know.
Well, name one. Name just one.
That could take all day. That's what they always say. Oh, we could be here forever. And well, just give me one then. And then they just go. There was a great Piers Morgan was being interviewed, and the guy says, he goes, just tell me one thing. And the guy's like, oh, this could take forever. And he goes, just one then. And the guy didn't have any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if they think they have examples, but then they think, oh, I had them.
That's the hypnosis part, right? That they're hypnotized. They kind of feel that way. But I spoke to a world's expert in narcissism, and he said the single best way to trigger a narcissist is with another narcissist. And so if people are really triggered by Trump, that's what that is. I mean, look, I kind of want a narcissist flying fighter planes and sitting in the White House. Narcissism can be, it's just a term. It can be a useful kind of personality structure for a lot of things.
I love being one.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, good. I like that you're one too, because I like you. I'm not triggered by you.
I think the Trump though is, and you pointed this out early on with Trump about looking at your ego is kind of like a thermostat that you can turn down and turn up. And Trump is the master of disappearing his ego when it mattered and then turning it up when it had to. But like people see ego as this solid, immovable thing, which is it? Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think Trump is able to move his ego. He also plays a persona.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and because he plays a character,
Yeah.
which is pretty close to his
Yeah.
real life, so
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
too doesn't seem artificial when he does it, but it allows him to get away with all kinds of stuff because you say, oh, he's just in character, like he's a president, but he can insult people. He's a president, but he can swear. It just feels like he can singularly get away with that. And then when people like Newsom try to copy him, it's like, oh, okay. The swearing's working out for Trump, so I'll do a little swearing.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. It's
Not
the
at
wrong
all.
persona.
Here's a question from my brother-in-law, for Dr. Drew. What's the best form? We were just talking about this. What's the best form of exercise and diet for guys over 60? There's so much out on the internet.
Yeah. So numero uno, everybody, resistance training. The enemy is sarcopenia, losing muscle mass, and you will lose muscle mass as you age. You got to fight that back. Sarcopenia.
Wasn't that a Who album?
And so lift weights. Careful, I've destroyed my shoulders lifting weights. You can hurt yourself, but doing resistance training.
My entire body. I was when I worked at like Men's Health, 10 years, 90 to 2000, I was a maniac. And now I'm paying the price.
Yeah.
I went too hard.
Yeah, me too. But in terms of diet, I mean, look, just something Scott was mentioning earlier, just doing some conscious choices. Conscious eating goes a long way, particularly if you're working out. Hey, Hillary Clinton, according to Mario Nawfal, just is quoted as saying, Biden had us on the right path. White men are the problem. So we better wrap this up because we're the problem.
Who said that?
Hillary Clinton.
Oh, yeah, we did that on the show.
Is it the whole thing?
People are giving me shit for making, like New York Times, when on the piece about Kat, talk about me making fun of women's
Especially
looks.
old
And they
white
left out the part that I only make fun of women's looks of women who go after who brand us as evil. Because on the hierarchy of slurs, calling a woman fat is nothing compared to calling me Hitler. And they left that out of the article, which really bummed me out because it was like such a good point. It's like, I don't walk around telling people are fat. I just do it if you call me Hitler. Then I go, shut up, you fat ass. Isn't that great?
Here's a question from Chesterton 777. I'm curious about the position on psychedelics. I'm aware of Scott's position, so shut up, Scott. What? No, he didn't say that, but
So let me just say that Scott's position is not wrong. I know Scott's position too, but unfortunately, I get to see the side effects of these substances, and I've seen some tremendous injuries from them. So until we figure out what dose, how long, for whom, on what conditions, you are risking real serious trouble. I mean, I've seen some terrible neurobiological
Which ones
injuries.
are you talking about specifically?
The one, there's a hierarchy.
Yeah.
In terms of what scares me the most, LSD, I've seen the most damage from.
Yeah.
Microdosing or otherwise, just don't do it. I have the least concern from psilocybin, but I've seen people doing it on a regular basis get manic psychosis. So none of this stuff is benign. There's something I'm famous for saying that I will say here, which is there's no free lunch in nature.
Yeah.
Right? There's no free lunch. You do anything, there's a consequence. If it's when the risk reward is worth it, you've got something serious, disabling, or life-threatening, you want to take something dangerous that can alter that course, makes sense. If they're reliably more likely to have the benefits you want than the adverse effect. That's how we practice medicine.
You know what's funny? It's like even if the drug did not have a hangover, then you would just take so much of the drug until you would die. So there needs to have to be some kind of risk to it. Like if you didn't have a hangover for booze, you would just never stop drinking, would you?
It's sort of like marijuana. There's no hangover.
Yeah.
You just sleep better the more you do. I'm not recommending it.
I miss edibles so much because I loved going to bed on an edible. The feeling of going into almost like outer space, like this other world, but I've quit every single thing. So it's like, I don't want to start anything.
No.
I just want to stay away from.
Can't do that.
Yeah. So there's a drug that people are going to a lot. I can't remember the name of it. They're going to South America to take it.
Ibogaine.
Not that
ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca. And
I've seen trouble from that too.
Yes, I've heard that people have died from it.
I've not seen that, but it wouldn't be that surprising to me. I've seen people have horrible experiences with it and be damaged by it. And everybody I've seen who claimed to have their addiction cured by it were back on drugs at 6 months. Save one case. One case I saw stay off it.
I had a friend of mine tell me he was doing that for addiction reasons. And I'm thinking, why don't you just don't do that? Because that's just it's kind of like taking an off ramp from the actual decision you have to make.
It's trying to fix things without fixing things.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a desperate attempt. And,
you ruined my week.
Sorry. You planning to do ayahuasca?
I was going to start with ayahuasca. I'm going to top it off with LSD, but now I'm changing my plans.
And by the way, LSD is amazing for end of life dread.
Oh, look how he's looking at you when he says that.
I'm just saying. It is even though it's dangerous if used all the time. If you have 20 years ahead of you, you don't want to have an injured brain. But if you're at the end of life and you're having dread and you've got weeks or months to go, it actually is very effective. I'm just telling you.
Advice you didn't ask for.
I'm kind of hoping I'll become a burden to other people without knowing it. Like, I'm so happy, but I don't know what you're doing.
Oh my gosh.
Give me food.
I told you we're going to keep Scott around here for a long time, you guys. Do not worry about it.
All right. Yeah. Are there any notable new therapies for addiction? Well,
there's lots of things.
Psilocybin.
I mean, these things are being explored, and there's replacement therapies of various type. But look, addiction is a very complicated condition, and it requires a multidisciplinary approach. A team really has to really treat somebody if they have bad addiction, if their life's in danger, if they're having trouble functioning. It takes a lot. It's not a simple answer or a single answer. There will never be an answer for addiction in a pill. End of story. Even people that have replacement therapies or various forms of medically assisted treatment, you also need some other forms of therapy.
All right.
What's a good substitution? Real quick, what's a good substitution for sugar? Like, I know that I have an issue with it. Is there something that I can do that's a substitution for it that's sweet? And don't say fruit.
I'm going to say get rid of one sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Per every few weeks.
Okay.
I'm going to say this is your addiction talking, and you cannot chip on it. You got to be totally free and off it, and it will subside.
Okay, like lose the craving.
You have to be totally off it, but it's easier to do it a little bit at a time.
Scott's advice is good. You can try either way, but you have to have the goal of being off it.
It sucks.
All right. Do you have any routines or rituals that improve your day? Well, we kind of talked about that, but in terms of improving
make your bed.
day.
You guys do that?
Sometimes. I have to. You got to work out first thing. I'm not a night exerciser.
Okay, good. I like that.
I get up at like 6:30, 6, have a cup of coffee, walk the dog, jump on the Peloton.
We've all loved coffee, by the way.
But getting up early,
advocate.
I do a gratitude list of
Very
things.
important.
You do?
Yeah, that really, it's like the affirmation thing.
Yep.
And you just I write like 5 things of like, and you know what that does? Because it's good in the morning. If you're in you can't be in a bad mood after you do it. So it's just like, you've had this, you talked about how to get rid of a bad mood, and it's just like doing something. It's just
doing something for somebody.
Yeah.
Who didn't ask for it.
Yeah.
And can really make a difference. To me, that, that plus driving too fast are the things that get me out of a bad mood. Don't do the other one. Don't do the driving too fast.
Do you have bad dreams?
I don't dream.
No, isn't that weird? Jim, that is so. I think we had this conversation
it's
once.
marijuana.
Oh, okay.
Every now and then, if there's something going on and I don't have it for a few days, I'll dream like a mofo.
It's interesting to me that means you're not having as much REM sleep as you should.
Well,
but it's interesting that you still are good on 4 or 5 hours. That's amazing to me. It's really interesting.
Well, I'm almost dead.
But you must have tons of. You know what I'd love you to do?
Did you catch it? Did you miss the part of being almost dead?
What I'd love you is I'm going to send you one of these rings that monitors your sleep and see what's actually going on for you. It'd be really
don't trust him. I think it's a camera.
Hold on. Was there not just a news science article that said REM sleep is overrated?
Yes, it is, and that's why I'd love to know if you're not having any. It'd be really interesting.
Look at the things I know.
But it's different for different people. Yeah. It's different for different people too. You know what I mean? So we used to put a lot more in REM sleep. Now we're putting more in the deep sleep. We'll figure
Wait,
it out.
when does deep happen versus
Early,
REM?
early. Deep is my prediction is you're going to have a lot of early deep sleep.
Oh,
Like an
yeah.
hour of deep sleep.
Oh, I can do deep sleep like a.
Well, I mean, it's hard to tell when you're in deep versus light.
Speaking
You know, it's easy to tell when you're REM.
you know when you
dreaming.
hear somebody dies in their sleep?
Yes. Where are we going?
I always like that. It always sounds like the best thing. But do you really want to die in your sleep?
Yes.
But then, like, you don't know. Like, you don't want to know.
Here's the problem.
You don't want to know.
Greg, here's the
Then
issue.
you'll never go to sleep.
People don't understand. They've never seen the dying process.
Yes.
And they imagine, even with like hospice and stuff, you just kind of fall asleep. No, you drown essentially.
Oh,
And it's kind of, no, you're not going to have that.
Dr. Drew, bedside manner.
now I can never die.
Good.
You're the king of bedside manner.
Well,
You know, LSU will be great for you in a couple.
you know what I found out about I want to use the right word so I don't get banned. There's a drug in California you can take to end your
Yes.
situation.
Yes.
And
You were
I
looking
thought,
at that, you said.
Oh, it was waiting
Yeah.
for me at the pharmacy.
Oh,
It was
Jesus.
already ordered.
Dude.
I had to just pick it up.
Oh,
I already
It was
picked
called Tylenol.
I picked the day.
It's a joke.
But here's what I didn't know. So
Mm.
what I imagined was that you said it pushes sleep and then, you just, gracefully disappear.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, it's only going to last a few minutes. But apparently it pushes sleep first, but only if you don't vomit it up, which happens.
Yeah.
And then you have to go sleep under a tree. You don't have to. You don't have to be under a tree, but you don't want to die in your house because it might lower your.
Your
value.
rate.
So you go in
resell.
your backyard.
Oh, geez.
Fall asleep under a tree.
Go to the neighbor you hate the most and die in their lawn.
Just climb up on their fence and hold on so that when you finally go, you just fall over their line, fall on their side of the fence.
My, this is a weird conversation. Did you guys expect this?
That is the best prank ever.
Throw that dead cat in somebody else's backyard.
Yes.
But anyway, what really happens, I found out like long after I committed to the process, is like, oh, you don't die right away. It might take hours. I'm like, what? Are you
Yeah.
telling me my family, members or whatever are going to be standing there for hours? They're like, you check them. No, you check them. I checked them last time.
Yeah.
It's not as cool as I thought it would be.
They're more humane to prisoners that they're doing away with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They literally.
Literally,
Yeah.
yes.
That is an option. Commit a heinous crime and get on death
Oh,
row.
oh my God! What? The three of us should never be together again. We should never gather ever again. This goes to a weird
I
place.
didn't realize you're a genius. I thought you were just good at that TV stuff.
Yeah,
but
it's like. Can you? And the lawyer comes in. We've got a number of appeals we're going to do, Scott. No appeals.
It's like, did you slay that that train full of the Amish? It's like, well, I'm sure they did something to deserve it.
So Marla wants to ask our opinion on three politicians. Do you want to go to talk about a couple politicians? I'll do an easy one first. Thomas Massey.
I love Tom Massey.
Yeah, so I figured.
But I wouldn't want everybody to be Tom Massey. Like you need one solid, maybe a few Tom Masseys because he operates on principle.
So smart.
And so smart.
Yeah.
And he reminds us what principle looks like.
Yes.
And he reminds us what the government would look like if it functioned.
I agree with you.
So I love him.
Okay. Greg, you signing off on that?
I like him, and then I am a realist. Like I agree with Scott, and then at some point I go like, but man, he's being a real pain in the ass. It's like if you're working on a project and we have to to finesse something, cheat.
Yeah.
He's the guy we're not cheating. And they go, we get it. You're a good guy, but we need to do this one little thing. Can you just the other way?
He's rigid.
Yeah, he's rigid.
Yep.
And you need that rigidity. And you might thank him. I'm so glad you convinced me not to cheat, but then what would happen if you had cheated and you'd won and saved the world? So that's where I'm at, which means I don't really care about Thomas Massey.
DeSantis.
Oh, I would say DeSantis is one of the most capable public servants I've ever seen in my life.
Mm.
He's consistently impressive. He might not have quite the presidential charisma he needs. So
My theory on that,
yeah, go ahead.
it sucks being somebody that good when Trump's around.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like there's a lot of good guys that, like, whether it is who's the other young kid from Florida, the other guy that's now in the state, I can't think,
Byron?
black hair,
Oh,
owns a boat. Can't think of his
Gates?
name.
A politician?
Yes,
Gates?
he's what you guys know him. He was he a congressman of Florida? He's he's in the staff. Boy, my brain is gone. Anyway, back to whatever I'm saying is we have a lot of capable people, but they're like, because they're missing that Trumpian thing. It's like DeSantis is one of the best, but he's not like Trump in a way. So it's like
there's a famous meme of the stick figure looking guy who has a stick and he's poking something. And
Yeah.
they change the thing he's poking. That makes me think of DeSantis. It's like, yeah, that's a great job you did there on the budget, and entertain me. Entertain me.
Yeah.
Come on, dance.
the Spanish. He's Mexican. The
Rubio.
Yeah. Jesus, Marco Rubio.
The DeSantis as an administrator reminds me of Clinton a little bit. Like, you're so capable, right, as an administrator.
Right.
And you mentioned this morning that Trump could be blocking Clinton. I mean, protecting him from.
Could be.
And I thought, that makes perfect sense to me. And I had this feeling like, I'd want to protect him too. You know what I mean?
Really? Would you?
I would want to. I wouldn't know if I would. I would want to.
I would feel if Clinton had not come after me, if I were
exactly.
I would repay him.
It wouldn't be just that, though. I thought, it. Oh boy, I'm going to say something pretty controversial here, which is that if you separate him from Hillary, you really see how awful Hillary is relative to him.
Oh my God, yes.
And because he was a great administrator, interesting dude, sex addict, alcohol, whatever. Good for him, you know what I mean? But he ran a great administration, and he's a super bright guy, and he wanted to do all the right things, and he's not going after Trump, and he's being a statesman. He's really a consummate statesman, and
He just liked to bang the chicks.
he likes the chicks.
He
that's
likes
for sure.
the chicks. He got into it for the chicks. He's just like, no, I'm serious. It's like,
You didn't like him.
Isn't that a reason for most careers, most guys? It's all the
When they're younger.
It's the mating instincts
When they're younger.
to create potential mates.
That's why I became a cartoonist.
Exactly.
I'll tell you, there's nothing like cartoonists to bring in the babes.
Exactly.
It's like I have to put a guard in the door now. It's like, oh my God.
And if they don't show up, you can just draw them. That's terrible. But no, isn't that, I mean, but you got, you know what, how about if you didn't know that your evolutionary brain was going, pick an area very specific that you can take over and gain status, and you didn't even know you were doing it.
Oh, it's everything's the mating instinct.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything. I remember,
One last thing on DeSantis. I'm sorry. I was going to say that I did not like the way he debated Newsom. I thought we'd have to do something about that.
the way who debated.
DeSantis.
I don't remember it.
Yeah,
it was
neither do I.
it was such an opportunity, and it failed. And I really like. Oh, you should destroy
You think
him.
Newsom's going to be the nominee?
Probably. I don't
Unless
think he can
somebody
win.
comes out of nowhere, but it seems like him.
I hear things that suggest that maybe he can't go all the way.
That'd be nice.
So
He's got many skeletons. I've heard lots of stories.
yeah, the skeletons is what I'm.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like really good ones.
Well, his parents own a medical college.
Really?
No, I was just going to say that.
I was going to go for that. So you reminded me talking about the cartoonist.
Yes. Sorry.
When I first became a cartoonist, I was still working at my day job at Pacific Bell, and my boss called me in his office one day because he just heard that I was a cartoonist, on the side, and he closes the door and he says, "So you can, draw things, right?" You go, "Yeah." He goes, "So you could draw your own porn?"
Wow.
And I thought to myself, well, technically I could.
if I got desperate.
It's not like I haven't tried. I mean, if you can draw and you're male, you're going to try to see if you can draw a naked lady.
The first thing you draw are tits.
Yeah, I mean,
I do that during the 5 sometimes.
second and third thing.
No, I don't. I don't do that.
Oh my God.
Just try to
I
keep
don't.
Not
it
drinking now? Is there something
No,
that comes?
Diet Coke.
Oh goodness.
So I thought he was going to ask me to draw him some porn, but
Do you know how many people normally watch you on X in the morning?
on X, well, I don't know how many live, but it maxes out around 25,000.
We're at 67,000 right
My
now.
wife just, this is the ultimate compliment. My wife just texted, tell him I like him, and I say hi. I just did.
Well, tell her I said hi.
She's believe me, he says hi. She's very, very particular, meaning she doesn't like most of my friends.
I'm actually feeling dissed and left out. So
You've met Elena?
I have met Elena one time quickly back in the green room.
Okay. That had to be a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Yeah. No, she likes my friends.
All right. How about we do one more question?
Okay.
All right. We're going to pick out your best question.
The beloved locals.
From beloved locals. All right. Who's got one?
Hey, I'm going to give a promotion. My wife will kill me if I don't.
Okay.
Because she produces Ask Dr. Drew. I do a stream just like this, 2:00 Pacific time, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Although we're early Tuesday and Thursday this week because we're interviewing some people from Europe like at 12:30. But look for it on X. We blast it out there, Rumble, everywhere. Ask Dr. Drew.
I'm not on tomorrow. I fly back tomorrow, so I'm not on the 5 or my show.
I call it the 4.
Yes, it's the 4.
Who sits in for you?
Maybe it'll be
Tyrus?
Tyrus or Tom Sellew or Kilmeade if they're really desperate.
By the way, somebody put Fetterman on my. Hasn't he turned out to be an interesting fellow?
Yeah. Somebody made this joke that only a Democrat gets smarter from brain damage. And I wish I was me who said that. I don't know who said that, but it was like, it's true. He gets brain damage and he's like towers over everybody. It makes me, I actually did an apology on my show for making fun of him because it's like, I was completely wrong about the guy.
Yep, I did as well.
Yeah.
It's funny the bar is so low to be the most impressive Democrat. All you have to do is not say crazy shit.
Do you know what you just made me think? Is that Fetterman is actually the nominee, right? He could be for the Democrats.
For president?
Yes. Yeah. He actually could be because he's the only one that is bucking all the trends. And
I mean, I'd certainly prefer him over a lot of people. That's for sure. Even with his brain.
God, remember that debate?
Yeah.
Who did he debate? And he still beat him.
Oz?
Yeah. Yeah. What's his name?
Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz. Yeah. And he still, but that debate was just brutal.
All right. I think we may be out of questions. All right. Somebody says, get Fetterman on Gutfeld.
I think we tried.
You tried, right?
I think, it's harder to get, these guys can't accept money. So that means we can't fly them in.
Oh, wow.
So they have to come, if they're in town in New York. And I don't know if Fetterman is ever really in New York, but I think it would be that.
Pennsylvania.
How hard is it? Yeah.
You can do it. All right.
One more.
Do you have one?
No, I'm going to look at yours.
Let's see if I have any from my
I'm looking. They're getting lots of retweets and likes and things. And
Dr. Drew, who is the stupidest TV doctor? You don't have to answer that.
No, I'm not going to hurt anybody.
All right.
Oh, this is a good question. You all look like best friends. Would you be if you lived in the same town?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
We would hang out. I'm having so much fun today.
If we were in a high school, we would be the ones that would be not part of any other group and be our own group and hang out.
I would be the cool one.
Yeah, you would be the cool one. And I would be the introverted brainiac but solves all the problems. And Dr. Drew would be the face man. He'd be the guy who gets all the chicks.
Oh my.
All right, on that.
Yes, that was amazing.
All right, I got to go around to turn it off.
Oh, well, what do we say? How do you wrap up usually? Don't you have a ritual?
He usually says, I'm going to talk to the people at locals.
Beloved locals. This will be turning off in just about 30 seconds because Scott.
And then I go, and I'm on the bike when I'm listening.
I'm pushing weights usually.
Yeah.
Right,
first thing in the morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. We really enjoyed it.
I think my other sister is sending things.